Wagwan, Mr. Maps.
Yo, what it do, what it is.
What it is, what it does, bruh.
Nah, man. We alive. All is well. We give thanks. We live to see another day. Another day.
Yeah. Like Popcan said, everything is nice.
Siyabonga. If people didn't know Wuti, you're a Zimmer, and they would just think that, this guy is from, Jamaica or God knows where in the Caribbean.
I'm actually supposed to go. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I meant to go to the Caribbean post-COVID.
Okay. Look at you.
Reggae Sumfest. I think is it the biggest one? No, Summer Jam might be the biggest. No. Reggae Sumfest is the biggest one. They have it in Jamaica every year. All the big artists show up.
Okay.
It's lit.
That's dope. Guys, welcome back. It is another episode of 6 Foot Weights, your favorite hour with your favorite cheese boys. My name is Tabo.
And I am Senna.
And yeah, you guys are here for all things 6 Foot Weights. We can jump straight into the housekeeping. Nothing much in there. Just two things from my side. Where are we? Right, YouTube channel. Shout out to Lindo holding us down on YouTube. So if you're a listener of this podcast and you prefer to listen via YouTube, if you're at work, who knows? You can just go on YouTube, search 6 Foot Weights, and you'll be able to find the latest episodes of the podcast uploaded weekly, just like the podcast is. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. And obviously, share the ting, like the ting, retweet the ting. Otherwise, we are inclined to believe you are a hater. Shout out to one of my boys, Panache. He did probably the most faithful recreation of that famous meme of the guy eating 3 plates of rice. So
I saw it was brilliant.
Yeah, no, that was actually I was shook. He had. I was teasing with he recreated everything. So I was just like, nah, guy. I was about to say. I thought you were gonna say he recreated everything. Gonkele Mans. Gonkele Mans it was there. I was like, you know what, my guy, your impression there was like it was 10 out of 10. Like the thing was doing the numbers. I think it was like 6,000 likes and like 3,000 retweets or some shit like that. It did the rounds. It did the rounds all over.
No,
the world.
It went viral. It went proper viral.
Yeah,
I even saw verified accounts on that thing, and I'm like, powerful.
Yeah, no. That is to say, so we made a guy's YouTube channel, and then he's all set. So guys, you've been asking me to start a YouTube channel, and here I am.
Here I am. Should do one on hair tips.
Oh wow, that is gratuitous. That's gratuitous. That's unnecessary. Absolutely unnecessary. Who's our Chayo Panache the day that he sees you?
But shout out to the boys.
Yeah, no, definitely. Otherwise, on your side, what housekeeping do you have?
Nothing, dog. No housekeeping. Thanks to everyone who watched the SAPC interview on Sunday. Was it Sunday? Sunday night.
Sunday.
Sunday evening. That was pretty cool. Dog. Like, we big. We're moving. We're growing.
Second time on TV. How was that? Were you more calm?
No, I was actually more nervous this time.
Why?
Because I had less time to prepare. So what had happened last time is I think they sent me the email on Wednesday to say, please can you come to on SABC on Saturday. So I had a couple of days to read up and prepare and all these things. This time around, I got a text from my friend Ayanda. She's like, hey yo, come through for the thing in this evening, right? So it's on the same day. And I'm like, oh, okay, what are you going to talk about? Like, no, there's an issue with the South African flag. There's a guy who claims to have designed it. He says it's the original proprietor, whatever it is, and that they stole his design for the flag and he wants recognition. Now, first of all, I'm like, bro, that's kind of big.
It's not a small thing.
It's the flag. You get what I mean? So now I'm thinking, okay, fine. More people are gonna watch. It's gonna be at peak hour, about 5-6. Everyone's watching the news. Then I was a bit nervous-ish.
Was it like pressure?
Around. Yeah, but luckily, as it gets closer, you start feeling okay.
Okay. No. You get used to it. Don't worry. I think you have a talent for show business. So yeah, don't worry. You're gonna have your own show. I will Trevor. No, this is love for 30 minutes to 1 hour a day on TV.
Bruh, Tabang. Yo, but I don't think that's my spillion.
No?
TV. Nah, I don't think I can do TV, bruh.
Yeah,
like,
I think you could.
Constantly in front of the cameras, having to be perfect every time. Like, that's
You'd be able to pull it off. I think you'd be able to pull it off. I mean, you're already on a podcast, so what more? It's just a camera. It's trade in the microphone for the camera.
I like to think that every day has a as my mom would always say. There's a stupid day where you do something silly like Jessica Were Live.
Yeah.
Yo, and then your whole every perfect day you've had coming into work Monday to Friday will be overshadowed by that moment.
Jessica Were Live. Bro, and she was such a bitch about it, bro. Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that to your colleague? Like, no, she was straight face, bro. It didn't.
Wait, who was being a bitch? Jessica or the other hand?
Wait, who's Jessica? First of all,
Jessica's the hand who was standing.
Oh, that's okay, yeah. So Jessica was being a bitch.
Because Jessica could have just been like accepted it and just moved on.
She could have ran with it, one, and then two, like, either way, like, even if you assume you're not live, I think that was a very rude way of saying what she said.
Yeah, even if it was offline.
Yeah,
it was just a bit. It was very aggressive.
It was, yeah, you know what I mean. It's like you're talking to an intern that just can't get the shit right, and then susukapugile type of situation. Like I don't know. For me, it was I don't think you should talk to colleagues that way unless I don't know. It just seemed like there was a lot more backstory to the whole situation. I know they've got beef type of situation. So I was just like but it was funny. It really was. And the way she maintained her face, the other chick, she just looked at her like, you see, one live. No, that was too much.
But we all have colleagues like Jessica, like
of
unnecessarily passive aggressive. He's just like, no, chief, just relax. Like you can be nice.
Do you think that you could be that colleague to certain people?
No, I'm very intentional about how I communicate with my colleagues.
So you're very what, political, very nice.
Yeah, I try to be as friendly as possible, even with clients.
Interesting.
And I'm very cautious of the fact that when you're emailing, especially, because things can come across in a very different tone now that we're all working electronically from home.
Yeah,
I could be like, Tabo, fix this draft. And you can interpret that in so many different tones.
Mm-hmm.
You can think, so is he saying, Tabo, fix this draft? Or is he saying, Tabo, fix this draft? Or he's saying, hey, Tabo, fix this draft? Like, I don't know how he's saying it. And most people will assume that you're being aggressive.
Yeah, I know.
So I make an effort to add emojis, young smiley face, lapayana here and there.
Okay, I know, right. I mean, I think I have a little bit of, a bit too much of my mother in me. I think you know what I mean by that. So it's just.
No, by too much of your mother, do you mean ukuthi yabuzophendulele eceleni?
Yeah. No, I feel like once you've filled once I've met my bullshit quota for the day, then I'm sorry. Like it's just. At some point, you're just like, nah, fam. Like, no.
I've always wanted to know how Ndebele mothers in particular are at the office? Like, are they the same people they are at home?
That's an
because I
interesting
can imagine if they are.
Yeah.
it's incredibly strange. I can remember. So my dad's like one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, right? But I remember this one time I was doing something at his office. It was on a week. It was after work. I think I was doing my first year applications, and we get there. So factory was open. So one of the workers comes into his office, and he sees me and he's like, "Dingo Mr. Moyo." I'm like, "No, Mr. Moyo Pumile. Mr. Moyo just stepped out." And he's like, "Oh, okay. Do you know when he's coming back?" I'm like, "No, he'll probably be a minute because he told me he'll be like half an hour or something."
Yeah.
And then this man is like, "Oh, okay. So when how do you know him?" I'm like, "No. I'm his son." And then this man is like, "Oh, so even at home is he like, like strict?" I'm like, who?
Sorry.
I'm like, and he's like to me, "No, Pilatina Labasi, I'm Sabo, Mr. Moyo." I'm like, what?
This guy?
I was so surprised, but it made sense. I can get how he's a different person when he kind of has to be like formal and get things done than he is at home. Like at home, I think most of us would be like, if we want to go out, and my mother said no, then we kind of knew that we can just go to the timer and be like, but chief,
this is the situation.
Yeah, but I've always been curious with mothers. How they actually.
I think she runs a tight ship all across the board. You look at her colleagues and stuff like that. They're very, very they know what the captain. Captain, but otherwise, she'll show you the door fast. She doesn't play games, But I funny enough, I low-key feel like my mom is nicer in the office.
I think so too. I think my mom is also very friendly.
Yeah.
Like I've just the couple of times I've been there, and it's just jokes flying around and like.
And it's like it's way too many people that are just like, "Oh my God, Mrs. Maposa, you're amazing." I'm like, okay, yes she is, but like some of us have trauma accompanied with yes she's amazing. You guys feel like it just feels like y'all got the PG-13 version, where some of us got the them R-rated movies where ETV would put V for violence.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking like. No, Lapa. You guys, she's a bit too soft on you guys. When she gets home, it's war for us. But anyway, this is obviously we got a little bit sidetracked. Let's get to the main reason to why we are here, and one of the topics that we wanted to touch on today was about this thing that women love to reference, or apparently it's, I don't know, I think right now they kind of, other girls don't rate you, or other girls don't rate other women if you're this type of woman, and this is the woman who quote unquote builds up a man, and to be honest, I don't know exactly what building a man is. You know what I mean? Like, what is this thing? It gets thrown around, a lot of the time, especially in these social media streets and, all this and the third. But like, I guess we can start there, because I've actually I looked it up. But I want to get your first thoughts on, what's this whole building a man thing?
I will pop the builder. I think that's what they're called on Twitter. So I think it comes from this idea that women improve men. Like, you may meet a guy and he'll be like immature, he may dress in a particular way, he may not take care of himself in the manner that he should. Tabo never used to go for manicures, and now that he meets wifey,
why are you mentioning this, Mr. Moy?
I just had to throw it in there.
Putting me on blast.
It's the only example that came to my mind.
So wait, actually, so to give people the context, this past weekend, I was gonna say I was treated to my first manicure, but I paid for everything, so I guess not. So no, but I was invited by my person to spend my own money towards a manicure
You were
and
scammed.
a mani-pedi for the two of us. Exactly. A mani-pedi for the two of us. And it was my first time ever, getting one of these done, or either of these done. And now that I've had some time to reflect on it, for the manicure, I think it's a waste of money. The lady that came and did the things great, did what she needed to do. She was really good at her job, but again, especially for a guy, there's really not much that you're doing besides cutting my nails and making them look a bit, nice. So value for money there, absolutely none. So I don't think I'll ever go for a manicure ever again. I don't think it's necessary, and I will never be pressed for one. However, on the other side, a pedicure, I can see how I could go for another pedicure in the future. It was, you get like a leg massage, she plays with your ankle, and they scrub your feet. So it's a bit more. You get a bit more in that. And it just feels nice. It feels nicer. So I think I'll definitely go back for a pedicure. But I think for manicures, I cut my nails better. They look better. I genuinely have very pretty hands. Apparently, I'm told. They say I've got feminine hands. But
who said this?
Bro, trust me, I've got receipts. Anytime my hands show up, they're like, "Oh my God, your hands are so nice," and I'm just like, "Thanks." And again, these are done by me, so really no need for a manicure. I've never gotten a compliment on my toes though, so I guess those will require a pedicure. But yeah, gents, love yourselves, spoil yourselves. At least get a pedicure. Manicure, yeah. But I don't know whose hands I saw. I think I saw someone's. I saw someone's feet, and it was like a celeb, and they looked so crusty, bro. I don't know what I was watching. I was so sure. I'm like, bro, you have money. How your toes look so crusty? Bro, they look like struggle toes, bro. I'm a fucking type of thing, I was taken aback by how, and again, for me as a guy to notice things like that, it's got to be bad, right? If you just have, I've seen a lot of feet in my life, right? You've seen feet before, so again, for me, generally, I just don't notice. I'm like, okay, feet, and I move on with life. But for me to be like, it's pretty bad. It must, for me to notice stuff like that, just know somebody call the doctor, because this is bad. This is
But Predis, you have a lot of guys who actually don't believe in wokobinyao in general, like to moisturize their feet. So feet are probably just left. I don't know why, but...
Do you lotion your feet, Senna?
Of course.
Okay. All right, just check.
Yeah.
We were about to cancel the podcast if you're one of those ngis that go around.
No.
The brukwe, when you sit down, it comes up a little bit. Now you're looking at ashy ankles and and then we have...
but the funny thing is...
People who wear loafers, bruh. Where it's like you can't even see the socks because you're wearing secret socks. And you've got ashy ankles. It's like, nah, fam. Nah.
Bro. But the funny thing is them man who... For example, the 3/4 short and rafters crew, Tologuti, they don't cover their arms. They don't moisturize their feet. So gents moisturize your feet. But we're moving on a tangent again. But so little things like that, right? With Tologuti, you found a guy, he was rough around the edges.
Yeah.
And then a woman comes into his life and basically... like filing, right?
Yeah.
And she files, and then he becomes wholesome. He dresses better.
Yeah.
He looks better. He becomes more attractive. His mannerisms improve. Maybe she might even teach him how to be romantic, how to spoil a girl, how to impress a girl, even how to satisfy a girl sexually, right?
Yeah.
Ali Wong has the stand-up skit where she goes, she's not leaving her husband because going out into the streets is finding someone who is going to eat her out and do her in the same way. It's going to be hard because she's trained him.
Yeah. He now knows.
He now knows how to do the right things.
Yeah.
So I think that's in summary what people refer to when they say building a man.
So
the problem is though, once you build him, he becomes attractive to
everybody else.
And then, you know, I saw a tweet that said, I can't believe there's a girl out there who's busy helping their boyfriend out, not knowing that she's building my man.
Yeah, husband. Yeah, no, but I mean, so before we kind of go on with that, why do you think there's nothing on the other side of men building women? Because like you said, a lot of things with you're dressing better, you know, all this other stuff, right? You're taking care of yourself, all these things that, yes, you'll add into your life. Do you think men also build women? Or if not, why not?
I don't think I'm sure they do. I'm sure there's guys who come in and they improve a certain way in which some girls, you know, act, or, you know, stuff like that, right? But I think the difference then becomes in our upbringing. Women from when they're little are geared towards looking after a man, presenting themselves in a particular way to make themselves more attractive, to do this. Their mothers literally are drilling this stuff into them.
Yeah.
By the time we meet them at 27, as we are now, they've gone through all of that. As guys, we're just coasting through life, most of us, right? No one tells us, do this, your mannerisms must be like this, except at school. At school, that's where they'll say, listen, speak this way, open a door for women, open the car door, pull the chair out, do X, Y, and Z, right? But I don't think it's as much. I think women are actually trained more with certain stuff. Not that it doesn't happen. I just think it's you have more instances of Bob the Builder women than you would Bob the Builder men. Okay.
So I just googled some stuff, right? And I found this woman. I found this website, and again, it's probably a Christian website because it's equippinggodlywomen.com. So obviously this is gonna be some fun shit. So I'm gonna peruse through this article from equippinggodlywomen.com, and it says 24 ways to build your husband. Let me see. What is it? As a wife, I'm always pressing into God on how I can show love to my husband. Hey, right. So let me see. Where are the points? Right. To build them up spiritually, ladies. This is how you build a man. So for our Bob the Builder ladies who are listening to this podcast, I need you to start taking notes. Nancy Samendela, pay attention, take notes. This is what equippinggodlywomen.com says. Let me see. So your husband, build him up spiritually. Your husband is the ordained spiritual leader of your home. He has been ordained by God to lead you spiritually. Encourage him in that position. So then it goes on to make points. Number 1, after he prays for you, tell him you love the way he prays.
What?
Yeah. So after he prays for you, tell him you love the way that he prays. 2.
What's the objective behind that?
Yeah, you're gassing him, isn't it? You're gassing him up. Oh, baby, that prayer, damn, I'm sure Jesus is out here like, yeah. Make comments about his prayers. Let him know you were listening. If you do devotionals or read the word together, encourage him during that time. If he tithes money, tell him how much you appreciate his devotion to God. As you see him minister to others, remind him how much God uses him. Give him scriptures to read that remind you of him. Remind him that he has a calling in life. And the last one is reading Christian books. Read Christian living books together. and then they reference a book that they would want you to read. Obviously, this is part of a sales pitch. And then obviously, then the next point is build them up emotionally. Men may never admit it, but they need encouraging just as much as we do. Shoot him a text while he's at work. Tell him how proud it makes you that he is a hard worker. But what if he's not a hard worker?
I'm waiting for the part where you say send nudes. I'm really just waiting for that.
Only a mouth. Show interest in him. If he worked hard, ask him how his day went. Or if he worked hard. Or if he worked. Show interest in him. If he worked, ask him how his day went. Show interest in what he does. Tell him you respect him. I like that one. Give him a damn respect. This is always important. Though times may not be easy, though you may need to read the book. They're giving book recommendations. So you might need to read the book called How Do I Show Respect When My Husband is a Jerk? So wow, all bases are covered. So if your husband is a dick, there's a book and an article for you to read. But the point is, show the respect. Number 4, ask him his opinion on a subject and throw in a comment like, I value what you think. Remind him how much you trust him. Take notice of his best characteristics and then bring them up to him. Tell him how much you love his personality. Tell him thank you for the chores he does, even if you expect him to. Thank him. Son. Like this is hilarious. So
is this like meant to be the cheat code?
Yeah, this is the cheat code. That's what I'm saying. The Build-A-Bears out here, the Bob the Builders. This is gold for them. Free gold. Build them up physically. To our men get insecure. They want to know that their wives are still attracted to them as they first were. They want to feel wanted. It's important as a wife to build your husband up physically. Building them up physically will keep the fire going. So these are also the other points. What do they mean by building him up physically? Let's stop there. I also don't know.
So is it... I think they're trying to be PG, but I think I see what they're saying.
What are they saying? Translate it, Bob.
No, build him up physically, so that physically he's built up to do the right things.
Aha. So prepare. Kumela ekuthiwa ngesindebele kulola ingqam. I think that's where we're going with it, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think that's what it's saying.
Yeah.
But anyways, okay. So is that like an exhaustive list? So that's targeted at Christian women.
So there's let me go through what they are saying actually with building him up physically. So talk now. Number 1, remind him of all the physical things that attract you to him. Send him a text whilst he's at work. Tell him that you can't stop thinking about him. 3, compliment him in the bedroom. And then there's another article, great sex tips for a stronger Christian sex tips for a stronger, healthier marriage. I want to read that, so I'm just going to open another tab. I want to see. Honestly, the Christian sex tips personally, guys. And if they're lit, we might.
I want to see how they're worded. Actually,
yeah, I know. Okay, so I'll send that to you. If they're lit, we'll come back to this next week. 4, tell him how beautiful a man God created. 5, make yourself look pretty for him. Hey, nothing is wrong with you putting on some lipstick and some heels for your man. Yeah.
Amen.
This is a guess. Tell him how much he makes you feel safe. And then in brackets it says, guys love this. 7, the traits you know he's insecure about. Build those up. This will help with confidence. Tell him the way he dresses makes him look attractive. So again, so I think that's pretty much the whole article. Yeah, so those are the 24 points that they were making, and the rest is like other shit. But yeah, it's very very interesting. So
Mr. Maps, when you sit there and you kind of like look at yourself, who you are now, do you think you've been built up? Or do you think like there's been an effort, because this whole it seems that women then make an effort to get a guy to be in a particular way, and then in that sense you've been built, I assume.
So, yeah, this is the thing. Especially with, I'd say, it comes off better when you're a certain type of guy and a woman obviously has a certain type of image in her head of what you could be. So like it's as if like she looks at you, she'll be like, okay, now I'm Senna. And she'll see the potential that Senna has. Or if Senna just started wearing more, polo necks, or if he wore more blazers and got rid of his printed t-shirts and wore V-necks, and you know what I mean? So like they sort of see that and they see, okay, we can make improvements here and there. And that's kind of like you become the little pet project type of situation.
I think it's been a group work over there. I don't think these people knew that they were working together, but at separate points in my life,
bro. Like it's madness. So
I'm looking at it now and I'm like, oh, actually,
it's a group project because people grow, isn't it? People grow, and again, so this is where I guess the opposite side would be, where there have been situations where people have destroyed each other a bit. So like a guy will treat a girl like shit and now she has trauma, and then now that's what you've built into that, and then she brings that baggage to you, right? So I guess this is the opposite side of the spectrum, where I would say on my end, you're right, it has been a group project in certain ways where with each relationship ideally you should be getting better in terms of so the first one
probably
I used to be like
something
this
and picked up something else.
Exactly. Now it's like, oh my god, how do you know to cook, or I don't know, like treat certain things that like a girl would just appreciate because you've learned in other relationships. Oh, okay, when I would bring flowers home, or when I spontaneously plan dates, or I don't know, whatever your person likes, those are some of the things that are super super thoughtful. So in that sense,
and that's the weird thing. Tabo's ex teaches him how to make pancakes. Now Tabo in his next relationship was saying breakfast in bed with pancakes type of guy.
No, hey, listen, that's just the circle of life. That's just the circle of life, fam.
That's probably what building a man for someone else actually is.
Yeah. Literally, that's what you're looking at the end of the day. But I think it's mutual. I think at the end of the day, when a girl is in a relationship, she learns certain things about guys, and then you show up to your next relationship, and then whether if it's in the sack, and then a guy goes, yo, that was mad. Obviously, you didn't think about that on the spot. This is a move that you were like, this thing slapped in this other relation. Let me try it here. And then if it bangs, then now you look like, you look like a hero in the guy's eyes. So to your guys, it was lit here. So at the end of the day, we all bring certain things from our previous relationships, and I guess we build each other up. But I think it is very, very interesting how it's that certain responsibility that's like almost solely put on the woman. Owuti, you need to make this man better, right? But then it's not necessarily the same responsibility put on a man of you need to make this woman better.
And I think in most instances what women then pick up in a relationship is more towards a certain guy's pleasure.
Yeah.
Like Utologuti, she's picked up traits and things. Oh, okay, I need to do X, Y, and Z, but it's only in order to satisfy Senna. Senna likes dresses. Now she's going to start wearing dresses, and she'll stop wearing, and maybe she liked jean skirts. Who knows?
Jean skirts.
And then from,
No, my mind went straight to the items that are over the ankles, bro.
Those that go all the way up to the ankles. Like my guy white.
Yeah, no. Yay.
And then Senna says, no. I prefer, like a young, a skirt, or something like that. Now, in that sense, that's me saying that's what I prefer, and women will most likely lean towards preference, but never necessarily something that will say, hey, where she'll leave a relationship to say, actually, I left that relationship as a better woman.
Yeah.
This guy treated me in such a way that I now know that in my next relationship, I'm going to treat my partners in a better way or in a wholesome type of thing.
Nah, but I think
maybe they are.
You choose to take those lessons away sometimes. I think you can be in a situation where if you're a chick and the guy treated you like, an angel, I guess why are you breaking up is the question. So obviously if you meet that person, the assumption is you hang on to them, right? If they make you feel loved, wanted, trust, you can trust them, all of those, accolades, right? If that's how the certain gent makes you feel, then there's really no reason to break up with them, and you don't expect them to break up unless the gent goes, you know what, I'm not interested anymore, which, you never know, that could be the case. But generally speaking, you're not leaving that relationship. Whereas, in most cases, the relationship failed for whatever reasons, but both parties, I think, take away pros and cons at the end of the day.
And say, hey, we learned this from that situation.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think you definitely take away a lot of things from relationships, but I was just very fascinated by how much of a one-way street it is, and the pressure that is put on women for them to be, like, this is your role, right? This is why you are here. You have to,
please, men,
develop the character, and then obviously men have a very different definition of character development. Mad. But anyway, I think that's that on that. We can move into the next thing, and it's the rundown. And for those who don't know, the rundown is a part of the show where we will run through a couple of topics that were super, super interesting, but obviously we were not looking to spend a whole bunch of time talking about it, but we couldn't leave them on the cutting room floor either. And the first one is one that you threw in there, which was about suspicious ages for football players with certain things don't align.
So it's an age-old sort of situation. It's a problem, actually. Let me not actually make it a situation. It's a problem that we have in African football.
Okay.
Where we always say, these players have so much potential, and then they win the under-20 World Cup, the under-17 World Cup, and nothing happens to these guys afterwards. They just fade away. They get professional contracts, and then nothing. They don't make much of their careers.
Yeah.
So then what I did was, I did a bit of research. I actually did this a while back, a couple of years ago. And there is a lot of guys who apparently lied about their age. It's actually, bro, you think about it now and you're like, how did these guys, and it's not even like unpopular guys, like you even have popular guys who are suspected of having lied about age fraud. So one of the things that happened is, and where was this? It was the under-17 World Cup a couple of years ago, where I think it was the Nigerian team that went. They went there and they played, they won the tournament, and then it turns out...
I remember this story.
And then it turns out that the guys were overage. So it was at the 1988 Olympics, I think. It happened again very recently as well. But back then, FIFA actually banned Nigeria for 2 years from all international football because they were
fixing the ages.
Yeah. Even Pele used to say that, guys, an African team is close to winning the World Cup because of the way these guys play at the under-17 tournament. Turns out he's data, bruh. So before I say this, I need to put a disclaimer. These are just allegations. They're not substantiated in any way. I'm not, saying that these guys definitely conned their ages. But it's something that's online. We're not accusing them, but they are rumored. So apparently, you remember Nwaku Kanu?
Yeah.
famous Nigerian striker. He played for Arsenal, then he played for Portsmouth.
Yeah.
He was apparently 9 years older than he said he was. Like, realistically, I think Kanu, when he said he was 33, like, everyone back home, he's a 42.
Jeez.
The most famous one, though, probably the clearest one, was Obafemi Martins.
Yeah.
He played for Newcastle, I think, a couple years ago. So there was a Nigerian database that had his official age as 32, back when he claimed he was 25. So he was 7 years older than he claimed to be. One of the other guys, I'm not sure if you remember Taribo West.
Nah. I don't
Nigerian player. He had a very fancy hairstyle. He was in his 50s when people came up and they're like, bruh, this guy was, he was cheating. So I think they'd signed him after a tournament and then immediately terminated his contract when they found out that actually, no.
Wow.
He was, I'm not sure how old did he claim he was, Taribo West, but he claimed something. It was a huge age difference. Now, stuff like that, they've introduced what they call bone marrow testing, and from there they can then actually see how old you are from, I don't know, something in your bones. That's the long and short of it, Mr. Maps. Another one is Okocha. Okocha also had, which broke my heart because
obviously,
because Okocha's the GOAT, bruh. He's a legend.
Yeah.
But there's many stories in South African football, where Utologuti Utabo has now registered as Wusang Maposa. And he's gone to a tournament and played. Tina, we know. No, Wusang's actually his younger brother. All he's done is he's taken his birth certificate.
all this to say, the long and short of it is black don't crack. That's the honest thing. Because, if you looked your age, people will just look at you. You can give someone the eye test and, someone goes, oh, I'm 25. There's no way you're 25, nigga. You just know. But black don't crack. You have, it's very easy to con people. And then also the other big takeaway from this is all of the names that Senna just spoke about. I think there's one commonality. Their flag happens to be, the green and white flag in a certain part of Africa. And I'm inclined to believe these accusations are true, but hey, there's no evidence. So, it's innocent until proven guilty. But let's just say, your countrymen didn't do you no favors. So
guys, they need to do better.
Hey.
Who said to me, Guti, that hairline Nagasati your money, that one needs to be investigated.
It definitely, I've seen,
including his dip in form this season.
Maybe it's an age thing, maybe the nigga's 40, man just turned 40, is like, no, I can't keep doing this thing, like, I need to retire. I really need to retire. Like, speaking of, I think I might need to have a conversation with Panache and be like, Chief, go when it's Tupasako. Like, let me just take a look. Let me pre the thing, Let me just see. Let's just make sure all is in order.
But I actually wanted to ask you something. Have you ever lied about your age in any situation?
Yeah,
or maybe you're matching on a girl and then you lied about how old you are.
100%.
Did you say you're older or younger?
Older. So I was. This was college, in my early 20s. So like maybe, I don't know, somewhere around 21, 22, right? In the club, and this chick I think she was like 28, and we 27, 28, somewhere there. So we danced together. It was vibes. We were talking, like it was good. It was a lit vibe. And then I don't know how we got to it, but then she asked me, "Oh, how old are you?" You know, because she's like, "What are you doing?" Then I'm just like, fuck. So now in my mind, I'm like, if I say I'm in uni, it might get a little bit tricky, right? So I say, no, listen, yeah, I'm working. And she goes, where? I go, oh, I'm working at such and such a bank. She goes, oh, okay, cool.
Wait, so you lied about?
Yeah, like I had to, because I was, it was done. It was like, things are flowing, so we can't kill the momentum here, is it? So, and you know, you never know with these. She was black, so you never know. So you know, if you're a younger guy, it might scare them off. You know what I mean? Because again, she if she's about 27, 28, 29, somewhere there, and I'm 21, 22, 23, somewhere there, then obviously, yeah. That's like, yo, what am I doing with this kid? You know what I mean? Like, so it's a lot. So it's like, nah, fam. If I look the part, then it is what it is. So I know me. I'm working for such and such a bank, and obviously because I'm in school and I'm passing, I know exactly what to talk about. So if I say I'm a banker, I'm not bullshitting. I'm talking about real shit. So obviously hit it with the 1-2 combination, pow, and lost in the sauce. And then I told when she asked how old I am, I said I'm 29. And she bought it. And again, this was with me having a bit like a half goatee. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like at this point I've made a lot of progress. But this was like I've seen pictures of me when I was in uni and I did not look 29. So maybe, I don't know, maybe the power had the right type of lighting. Who knows? But yeah, I definitely lied to her, but it was worth it at the end of the day. It was worth it.
Okay. Yeah. I guess people lie for opportunities, access to opportunities, but I don't think I'd be able to do that.
Why?
I don't know. It's the problem with lies is that you forget them.
Nah, but if you're not going to see the person again, like, you know what I mean? Because I knew, I'm like, yo, like, I'm probably not going to see this person again. Like, there's no story
so
here.
Back yourself with your age, with your real age.
Nah. Like, because you have to, it's a one-time opportunity and it's do or die. So you have to you can't die, right? And it's like, hey, but I'd never ever lie if it's someone that I'm actually talking to talk to, over a period of time, right? If I'm hitting on you and, we're in the talking phase and whatnot, I can't lie there because I'm going to forget it, right? And then it's going to be like, so if I'm like, oh yeah, I'm a banker, what, then it's like, okay, you're going to slip up one day and say some shit and like, wait, aren't you a banker? And you're like, oh shit, oh babe, she hits you up and like, yo, what are you up to? I'm like, no, I'm chilling at home playing PlayStation. Shouldn't you be at work? Oh, actually, I'm off. You know what I mean? So, like, all these things here and there would happen where you will just get caught out. And, yeah, so I think long-term for someone that you're actually trying to talk to, it's, nah.
Best to just go with your, hey, bro, listen, I know you're 40, I'm 20. Whatever it is. She says no, she says no.
If she was 40, I'm definitely telling her my age, my real age.
Okay.
Because there's no way that you're talking to me and you're like, oh, I draw the line at like 29, 30. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you're looking in that target market, you're looking for your 20 to 25s. You know what I mean? So I think I would have shot myself in the foot if she's 40 and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm 29. Then it's then it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Doesn't make sense at all. But yeah, anyway. So, you've never lied about your age in any situation?
No, I've never.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
I wonder, do you think women lie about being younger?
I don't know, actually. Probably. I think certain women do. Certain women definitely do. Yeah. I know. Okay. Well, obviously, coming up, a lot of them lied about being older.
Yes, I know.
A lot of them lied about being older. But yeah, there comes a point where they'll start lying about being younger. It's all the same. It's all the same. And I'm sure there's guys who lie about being, younger as well, when they're in their late 30s or 40s or whatever.
Because at that point, seem like you're when you go play with the varsity girls, and you want to look like you're within their age range.
Yeah, exactly. Because at that point, you can't even tell like what's the difference between a 38-year-old and a 42-year-old. Like,
nah, Jack.
Yeah, you really can't tell. You can't tell.
All right, so we're throwing Tabo's name there with Kanu or Kocha, Tarifo West, Obafemi Martins.
Nah, those days are gone. Those days are gone.
Age cheating Olympics.
That was just for the power, bro. That was just for the WAP. But yeah, speaking of kids, there's a woman in Tembisa who got internet famous because she is either has given birth or is going to give birth to 10 kids at the same time.
Yeah.
And Senna called them the 10 twins.
Can I explain?
Please explain.
Dude, my English bundles have been depleted.
Uh-huh.
We got on this call. When we get on this call, I've been speaking English since 9 in the morning. 10 hours later, you expect it to be the same standard. It's like Google said last week, guys. English every day.
Nah, it can't be.
It can't be.
Yeah.
But yeah, the long and short of the story is this journalist on from IOL. IOL is an independent news company, I think, in South Africa. This journalist, Peter Mbedi, he posted a story. We all saw it.
Yeah.
Woman gives birth to 10 children. I think they're called decuplets.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah, something like that. It says woman gives birth to 10 children, blah, blah, blah. And immediately it was people sharing screenshots. Women were like, could never be me. Guys were like, yeah, Cabang, I imagine you go for a checkup, they tell you you're pregnant with 10 children. I think for me, immediately I was doubting it because I'm like, 10. Right, you know how many 10 is?
Yeah, it's
like
a lot.
even for a dog to give birth to 10 puppies, we're like, hey, that's a lot, right? And that's fairly common for other animals. With humans, once you reach 3, it's breaking news, bro. It's a lot. Even twins. I'm like, yo, now
that's a big deal.
10. Anyways, Pete stuck to his story. After he posted it, a lot of people then doubted it. They're like, hi. What? And then, naturally, right, it became you guys are just hating on a black journalist type of thing. Like, hey, you guys are just hating on the black journalist. Independent media couldn't find the story. Let him tell it, blah, 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 right? And then even, apparently, Guinness Book of Records was like, yo, 10 kids in South Africa, that beats the record of 8 in some other country, I think Morocco or something. So it was going to be a big thing. BBC got on the story. Whole world was now watching South Africa. It was big, right? It was big. Government also got involved. So government is like, no, let's find these children.
Couple.
Yeah, this couple, and then we can celebrate them. Give them help. Donations are open because 10 kids are a lot. So people are like, oh no, we'll donate. But then no one had seen a picture. Government then came out and said, sorry guys, we are unable to track down these children. Apparently they were born in Tembisa, so they're now called the Tembisa 10. Like, we can't find any hospital that says that with these records Tembisa 10, that the Tembisa 10 exists. And then people are like, no, you guys need to allow Pete to protect the privacy of the family. Protect the privacy of the family. They'll tell us when they're ready. They'll show us pictures when they're ready. So Pete is also sticking to his guns. He's also on and he's busy retweeting the people on Twitter saying, leave him alone, you guys are haters.
Oh,
and then the father even gave an interview or a statement from the media to say that they're very excited.
Wow.
It's a big achievement, blah blah blah. And then you even had apparently the wife of the woman, the wife of the man, like apparently the one who gave birth to the kids is like a side chick. had his wife then come out and say, no, this man cheated on me with this woman. That's how they've come to this. So now the story is, there's a lot happening.
That's wild. He cheated and he left 10. You have to leave, bro. You have to leave.
So, fast forward to today, Tuesday. The family releases a statement because now everyone is like, yo, can we see these twins? Can we see their records? Where is this woman? Blah blah blah.
Sogule Inquisition.
Sogule Inquisition from local media and international media, because Guinness Book of Records also needs to be like, okay,
verify.
We need to put this into our they need to verify and put this into their book. Family then released a statement. Tabo.
I'm honestly shocked that you're saying this right now because I thought it was true. Wait. Confirm, and then let's see the damage after this.
So the statement comes out today from the family, and then they're like, the Tsotesi family met today at their family house in Tembisa. The meeting was also attended by extended family members and close friends. I'm sorry if I'm laughing there. Tebogo, who I think was meant to be the baby daddy, confirmed that he has not seen the desuplets and relied on his girlfriend, who called to inform him of their birth.
South Africa.
He made several attempts to visit his girlfriend and the babies, but she has failed to disclose her whereabouts and the conditions of the babies. The current uncertainties and public discourse about the babies is of major concern to the family, especially in the absence of any proof of the baby's existence other than a phone and WhatsApp messages from the mother. The family has then resolved and concluded that there are no babies born between Tebogo and this woman.
Wow. Maybe it was just the side looking for attention.
It's the typical thing when a lie goes too far. And now it's like, oh shit. And then she's like, we recognize and appreciate the support given by journalist Pete Rambedi during the pregnancy from late last year. Tebogo informed Pretoria and Pete of the babies based on the information he had received from his girlfriend, nothing else. The family never claimed to have seen the babies and relied on the call and WhatsApp confirmation from the girlfriend. The family has now lost contact with the girlfriend and her phone is off. We have now opened a missing person case.
That is a lot,
There have been many failed attempts to visit and see the mother and the babies. The matter remains very sensitive and worrying, especially given the baby mother's whereabouts being unknown. And we call on all members of the public to stop donating money into the bank accounts for the deposit.
Wow.
So, Mr. Maps, I have in the last 5 minutes summarized the whole thing. Your thoughts?
I don't know, bro. Like, it's just a lot going on, Like, it's just because as I saw the picture with all of them together, the mom, the dad, and big stomach, which really looked big. You know what I mean? So it looked like there was 10 kids in there, and I'm you know what? Twitter really has a point. Like now when you retweet something, when you retweet an article, there's that thing that pops up and says, make sure that you've read this article. It's important because now I've just been, running around in the office. Guys, there's a woman in South Africa giving birth to 10 kids. It's like, what? That's mad.
Bro.
It's just
because you just read the headline.
Yeah, you read the headline. You're like, hey, the headline has told me everything that, I need to know. So, like, I'm actually, wow. I'm Lankan, I properly.
This whole saga has been a lot.
it just sounds like the lie went too far. Because now when BBC and all these other, outlets and Guinness Book of Records, and this probably was like, oh shit, we just wanted a little bit of attention, but now people sending money to the bank accounts.
People were sending money. People were sending their support. They were literally when Pete broke the story. A lot of people were then angry at traditional media for doubting the story. People were angry at government for not finding the babies, one, and two, for also doubting the story. And if you came out and said, guys, what if Pete is lying? People are, hey, sell out, hey, you're anti-black, hey, don't support independent media, you are captured.
It's a difficult. But yeah, no, I had a good laugh. I really had a good laugh with that one. Wow, guys. Yeah, so read your articles, because things might not be as they seem. Let me see. Oh yes, so the next thing, I was having a conversation with my colleague today, and we were talking about something completely random, yeah, and I don't know how we started talking about phones and airplane mode, but I think I told him to put his phone on air. I don't know, but whatever. The conversation got to us talking about airplane mode, isn't? And oh yes. I was trying to call someone, right? Like phone to phone, like direct, right? And that person was on a WhatsApp call. So if you call someone direct, it cuts your WhatsApp call, right?
Yeah.
And then, or intercepts rather. So the person picks up and says, "Hey, Tabo, I'm actually on a WhatsApp call. Can you just call me in 10 minutes?" I'm like, "Okay, sharp, cool. I'll call you in 10 minutes." And so now my colleague goes with, Vele, this thing is annoying when you're on a WhatsApp call and a direct call intercepts. And I was like, yeah, but if it's that deep, just put your phone on airplane mode and continue on with your WhatsApp call, isn't? And then he goes, yeah, but if you put your phone on airplane mode, then it cuts your Wi-Fi as well. And I was like, no, it doesn't. Yes, when you first put it on airplane mode, it'll cut your Wi-Fi, but you can turn your Wi-Fi on separately and still stay on airplane mode. And then he goes, really? You can do that? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, Chief, Kanti, what did I say? I was like, yeah, you fly all over the place. You don't know this, right? And then he goes, of course I don't. Me, I'm that person that turns off his phone because I'm not one of those people that wants to be the reason why the plane went down. And I was just like, dude,
bro,
in 2021, this is still where we are as black people. Think the plane is going to go down. I don't even know who said that, to be honest, because I feel like I watched an episode of Air Crash Investigation, and they did say it's really not a thing that if your phone is on. First of all, once you get to a certain altitude, you won't get any reception.
Exactly.
Period. There's no boosters are fee to 50,000 feet or whatever it is. Once because I did it before, right? We were taking off, and I wanted to see when the network would actually cut. We're taking off, we're climbing. Within 5 minutes of us climbing, the network cut. There were no more bars.
No, it immediately, almost immediately. Once you're up there,
yeah.
Gone, network finished.
Yeah, network's finished.
So, what I do, the only thing I do when I get into a plane, I put the phone, I don't put it on flight mode until it starts moving. Still be texting, telling people, hey guy, I'm taking off now. Hey, pick me up from the airport, whatever it is, right? And I've never had to, switch off my whole phone.
SAA is annoying with that though. SAA and Airlink are annoying. For takeoff and landing, they want you to switch it off, and I'm just like, yo, it's not that deep. And it's one of those things where I get extra irritated because you would have flown through on an Emirates or KLM or Delta or what other BA, any other flight where they just don't care. Right, where it's it is what it is. Put your phone in airplane mode, but they're not gonna stress you to actually put it down or shut it off or stuff like that. Those SAA or Airlink will actually come seat by seat. Sir, please switch it off. And I'm just like, dude, you know what I mean? So if I'd only ever flown SAA or Airlink, then I'd think, oh, okay, cool, that's the standard. But then if you've been through a bunch of other airlines, then you know Uti is really not that deep, right? And but anyway, I just found it to be really, really funny that, you know, this is still where we are. Uti people think the plane is going to go down because he was like, I'll only remove airplane mode and switch on my phone once we're on land. Then I'll text my people and say, I've landed.
So then what do you do the whole flight? Because I can't imagine having my phone off for the whole flight. What am I going to do?
I mean, you watch TV, isn't it? Or you have, you know, if you have your iPad, I don't know. I always bring some form
I mean,
of
if he switches off his phone, I assume he switches off his iPad too.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess he packs a book, you know? Because, yeah. He says he's that guy, even if you're sitting next to him and your phone is still, like, on, he'll ask you to switch it off. Or he'll snitch.
Can you see those?
He'll call the attendants and be like, Madam. Yeah, no. So, guys, please watch Air Crash Investigation and actually learn what actually brings a plane down. Also, a fantastic show. I need to catch up on some episodes. Oh yes, and second. So yeah. Last one before we move into Siyazama. I was on Twitter obviously today, and I found this tweet which was absolutely hilarious. And it says, "Guys, my mom just sent me application forms. Twani gufuna i-pilot apa, but mina I have a diploma in business management. Uti mandifage wetu." So for anyone who doesn't understand, she basically said, guys, my mom sent me a bunch of job applications, and one of the applications is for a pilot. I actually only have a diploma in business management, but she still says apply anyway.
It's that stage in unemployment where people are now just like Zamanomayin.
Just apply, bro. Just put it. Hey, the worst that could happen is they reject you. But like, I mean, again, specific. What I found to be hilarious is when it's now the parents or older people getting involved. The fact that they're not even looking at the minutia of the details
job,
and
the job description.
Yeah.
What you do, does it align with your work experience? Like
Absolutely
people send you a link that says lawyer. Just because it says lawyer, it doesn't mean that I may qualify for the gig, right? It might say intellectual property lawyer with 5 years experience. Maybe there says ngakhuluma.
Yeah.
But it was a international or intellectual property lawyer with 15 years experience for R1 million a year salary.
Or we're looking for a senior partner.
How's le mshana?
And I was like, dude, you think I'm in that position?
I saw this and thought of you.
Yo, you know, my dad, when I was in uni, would always send these long scholarship link emails and like even messages on WhatsApp. Scholarship in Ukraine, scholarship in Slovenia, Russia, and I'm just like, so, you know, there was even one scholarship that he sent me for Jewish kids, and I'm just like, did you read this thing?
Bro, again, did you pre the thing?
It's like, and what kills me is like, again, it's not like I've gone into and actually dug in to see what are the requirements. It's in the label there, you know, Jewish Academy Njani scholarship, and I'm just like, okay, and I'd always wonder, and I'm like, maybe he just sees it in a group and he just forwards it to me and stuff like that. But the thing that killed me is that one of my boys quit his job. And he hit me up. He was like, yo, Tabo, can you talk to your dad, see if he knows anyone who's looking for an accountant, right? So he's what anywhere between 2 to 3 years of experience in accounting, right? Recent young grad. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll holla at the Bali. So I hit up my dad, like, hey, dad, so and so is looking for a job in accounting. If you've got connections, can you let me know? And then I'll pass to him. Dad goes, okay, sharp. Then he would occasionally, like once a week or something, he would send me a job, and then also me, I wouldn't really read the thing, so I just forward to my boy.
Forward them.
So he sent me a couple. Okay, you know, and then I looked at one, and because you know, like for like Zim postings, it's usually a WhatsApp message and an email address, emails, but And then this one said 5 to 7 years experience. I'm like, all right, whatever, So I forward to the earn. I'm like, hey, this is what I'm getting from my dad. And then the one that killed me is one random time my dad forwards me the job posting, and it's for it was a position with ZRP, like some detective something position. And I was like, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, what? It was mad. It was like a complete, like, I don't know. It had something to do with
departure
finance.
from profession.
It was like some forensic accounting type of thing for like digging into financial records, some weird thing, right? So yes, kind of sort of related, but again, this is a far, like, you need to be an expert in this type of thing. So and I'm like, okay. And I forward to him, and I'm like, yo, this is for my dad. And he goes, bruh, for real? I'm like, Chief, are you still unemployed or not? Because if you're still unemployed, you better apply to the shit. So
that's the
anyway,
shit thing. So it's like,
that's what
you
they
can't
do,
be,
bro.
just because you're unemployed, now you can't choose.
Yeah, no, beggars can't be choosers, aren't it? That's what they say. But I mean, yeah, the boy is working now. He's making money, so not through that
Not through
particular job.
ZRP.
No, not through ZRP, but he was able to get a job. And yeah, that. So I saw that tweet, and immediately I was like, yep, parents are very, very guilty of doing that.
I feel like there's nothing worse than when you're unemployed and parents are sending you job links.
Yeah.
And most of them are now like, manje lapha, are you saying, Wuti, I must just apply to this thing?
And they put all that
for
pressure.
the sake of it.
They're putting a lot of pressure. And I don't know, my mom is not even shy with it, bro. My mom will follow up even. Did you apply to that job? Why didn't you apply? Hey, what? Hey, what? I really, and it just becomes a speech, bro. Like,
Salute, they want someone with 10 years experience for $1 million a year.
My mom will still be there. Apply, just apply.
You never know.
Hey, but if they don't have that position, if they like your CV, maybe they'll hire you for something else. And I'm just like, I mean, and it's credit to you for having that faith. Me personally, I don't have that level of faith. My faith is different. But anyway,
I see what you did there.
Thank you.
That was good. Well
yes,
done.
Yes. But yeah, no. It's guys. This is another pandemic that we need to deal with. And again, if you see, I'll DM you that tweet. There were so many people that had stories relating. I was dying. Like, if you just read the comments, no, fam. It is hilarious, the stuff that people were putting out there. It's just too much.
A lot.
And yeah, finally, for Siyazama. Guys, Siyazama is the part of the show where if you have a point of order, if you have a question, if you have something that you want us to, give our opinion on, our 2 cents on, then you can hit up the podcast, hit up the boys at 6footweights@gmail.com. The number 6ftweights@gmail.com, or DM us on Twitter. It's the same handle, and follow the podcast, and then DM us, let us know what is on your mind and what you would like us to talk about. This week, a listener had a very interesting question. She says, hi guys, about 3 years back, yes, hi. About 3 years back, I had a sex buddy, and one day he brought his other sex buddy to my house, and he and again, I thought this was going a certain direction. And
I'm thinking it's going a certain direction.
No, it's not going that direction.
I haven't read it yet, though.
It's not going that direction. But anyway.
Okay.
I had a sex buddy, and then he brought his other sex buddy to my house, and he wanted to smash her on my bed. So I both sent them packing because we're being dry like app. Shout out to you, my sister. Shout out to you for not taking no bullshit. And then she goes, side note, guys, would you let your friend smash on your bed?
The Lion, the Witch, and the audacity of this.
No? You're not about that life?
On my bed. Ngikho na ngingekho?
Ungekho. without you there? If it's, let's say one of your homies lives with a parent, you're at work, you're in the office, and they go, "Yo, Senna, can I just use your apartment?"
Yeah, just make sure you like take my sheets and you like wash them or something. But yeah, that's I'm not. I don't think I'd be vexed about it.
I would probably, in that same situation, I'd probably say, I'd be like, use the lounge. Like if I have a 1-bedroom apartment, I'd be like, nah, use the couch, the lounge, figure out something, not my bed. But
smash somewhere else.
If it's a case of, like it's literally just your bedroom that they can use, then I guess, you take one for the team. You take one for the team.
Yeah, bring your own sheets.
Yeah. As long as I don't notice.
Good to go.
Yeah, no.
Yes, and I don't find anything lying around. That makes me think,
Yeah, no, I think I'll be... Because I remember there was, in uni, there was this one friend of mine who was on my floor. I had a single room, and he had a roommate in his room, so he had to share. And for that night, his girlfriend was coming. So she went to another university, I think in Boston or something like that. So she was coming through. He comes to me, he's like, "Yo, bro, can I use your room for the night?" I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "No, my girl's coming, and bro, it's been like weeks, and you know what I mean, bro." Like, I'm like, I get you. So he's like, "Listen, can we like switch rooms for the night, please? Because obviously my roommate is there, and I can't, do what I need to do, at the rate and the freedom that I want to do it." Yeah. And I was like, all right, cool. It's chilled. I don't really mind. I don't care. So we switched. So he took his sheets. I took my sheets, obviously, and then I let him use the room for the night. And then afterwards, the next day, we switched back. I was like,
okay.
You understand that struggle.
It can work.
Yeah,
you have to.
Trying to put good karma into the world. One day, if I'm ever in a tight situation,
I can count on you to help me. Like I don't think it's a big deal. Guys. Go for it. Obviously, if I'm there.
No, because I know so many horror stories of my friends who had roommates, and the roommate is trying to smash their boyfriend or girlfriend, in the room. Because I think it's really weird. So like if I'm sharing with you, for example, then your girlfriend, comes and she's in our apartment, like she's invading my space, and all we have is a room. It's not an apartment, it's different.
Yeah.
When we have an apartment, everyone has their room, chilled vibes. I don't care. But now if we only have that room, and then now there's a third person where I finally got comfortable with you, then now you're putting a chick in this, and then Ewusugu, all you're hearing is pa, 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 pa. It's like, and again, it's like, it's not like they're trying to be quiet, but what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, it's like they waited until you fell asleep, but then you papama'd at the wrong time, and then, now you're hearing the voxo-voxo. You have to sit there like a sinkwa, like, bro, you're just quiet there. You just kind of like, man.
So I'm not sure if you ever had a roommate in varsity.
Yes, I did.
I had one for a semester.
I had one, but I had one for a semester as well.
Yeah, so first year I was by myself. Second year, so I had a double room, but my roommate just never came. Second year, I got a double room again, and then I didn't get a roommate until the last semester. So shout out to the boy. I probably doesn't even listen to the podcast. I don't even know where he is. We don't talk anymore. But it was that semester where I realized I could never have a roommate ever. So but he'd study at school. He was first year, I was second year. But he'd go to school and study and do his own thing. Except 2 occasions where he was really pissed with me. Really pissed.
Pissed with you?
So he was angry, bro. And he was rightfully so. Rightfully so. So what happened is I was chilling in my room watching a movie with how do I describe this? Future girlfriend, current ex.
Okay.
Yeah, so she was going to be my girlfriend. So we were just friends at the time. So watching a movie, literally just chilling platonically. Like we'd been chilling the whole day. I was done with the exam. She was done with the exam. She comes over to my room. We chill. We watch TV. Watch a movie on the laptop, and then roommate comes back late episode around 8ish, and we're still watching the movie. And I see now that this whole roommate situation is not over. So I think my man's tried to chill for a bit. He put on his earphones. He watched his things. But I'm just chilling there. Me and the Han were chilling there on my bed, cracking up. Ha ha ha. Jokes. It's nice. Right? And then I think he feels like he now just can't be free. He can't take off his clothes and get into bed.
Yeah.
He can't do it. So he just he just went to sleep. He went to sleep. Bro. He was wearing wow. So it didn't click at the time. Like also me, I'm also, I'm trying to finesse here. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Love lives here. You know that feeling when you're falling for someone and it's just butterflies.
Love lives here, and man hadn't even wifed the eye.
We're friends. It was complicated. Anyways, and then we watched. I remember also then at midnight we decided to start a new movie. Wolf of Wall Street, if I recall.
Wait, hold on. So you guys were still pushing movies, and he's been there since 8, and now it's midnight.
Yeah. So we finished the one movie that ended like at 10, and then we watched like another one. Oh, it was The Great Gatsby. You know how them Leo movies be long?
Yeah. 2.5 hours.
So that one, that was like 3 hours. I think it ended like 3, and then we just chilled, talked. Sun came up, I'm like, chilling with this person, nice things. And then man's woke up about 5-6, and we're like still chilling. And then after this, Han then decides, let me go back to my room, let me go sleep, get ready for the next day. We'll talk tomorrow. I'm like, sharp, cool. I wake up later on and he was there and he was mad, bro. Like he started shouting, he's like, hey, I couldn't even be free. I couldn't chill. I couldn't do this. And then I don't even know what you guys did after I sleep. You guys probably had sex and I'm chilling here. I'm like, no, my G.
Wow, man, under mad pressure.
No, and he was upset, bro. He was mad. I'm like, yo, my G, no, it's not like that. We didn't even do anything. Like no. I feel like sitting till 5. No one just sits till 5 watching movies. You guys did something, and I'm just chilling there, nglele in my jeans. I'm like, I'm sorry, man.
Nah, okay. So now I don't. Nah, his reasoning is really nah.
It was valid, though.
No, it's not valid. It's not valid.
I felt for him.
No, I mean you can't be like, I think you guys had sex or nobody. Nah, that's stupid. Like, come on.
Well, I guess his whole thing was you guys probably did something, and he can't. I don't know.
No, I think it's legit. I would be super pissed if yes, I get back and the whole I wasn't free thing, 100%, that's valid. If you guys were busy still and kicking and I'm trying to sleep and y'all keep waking me up, then that's another story. Then yes, I'm fighting somebody, right? But if it's a case of he fell asleep, no kasibidi, vuga ngo 5, check, bro. Then
ngo 5 look as clearly. And that's why he was like,
it's not that deep. I honestly, I wouldn't care if I was able to fall asleep, and you guys, Lokuzen, were still there. I wouldn't care if y'all, if it wasn't like, distracting me or taking away from my sleep. I wouldn't care. Just like I was having a conversation where like if let's say, your brother, you and your brother were had like a 2-bedroom apartment, right? And your brother has his girlfriend over, basically coming over every day, right, for long hours, and she's always in the crib. Would you be comfortable like walking around in your boxers or whatever, because it's your house, right? So like you want to be comfortable. Would you be comfortable just walking around or shirtless or whatever?
Yeah.
because it's your place,
I wouldn't
right?
mind.
At some point, you're just going it is what it is. And then if she goes, oh my God, your brother walked around in his boxes, it's like, yeah.
Then she can leave.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't smart, leave, because this is my home, And then y'all have to figure something else out, because I'd be exactly the same way. But I think if you are now, like, again, it's different if you guys are sharing a room. That's where it's like, nah, you really have to be
weird.
Yeah, you have to be considerate. But I have a fucked up roommate story. Like, in my case, the one time that I had a roommate, I had one before, but he was cool because also he was like never home, and like if you'd come, you'd just sleep. So mad cool, one of my boys. We're good friends. And the one that I actually had when I was down in Buffalo, it was this white guy. Again, generally seemed like a laid back guy. He was from Buffalo, so he had friends in Buffalo. He was set up type of thing, right? Mm-hmm. And again, he would go out and then he'd come back, maybe hang out in the house a bit, sleep. So it was really, it was a 1-bedroom apartment, essentially. That's what we had. Yeah. So there was a bit of space. And it wasn't too crazy. But man started dealing drugs. He would sell weed out of the apartment. Wow. So I'm like, so when I peeped and I was like, so first I saw the weed. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He smokes weed. It's whatever. I don't care. Whatever. Live your life. But then now I kept seeing randoms coming into our room. Right? Hey, bro. I can't even remember what his name was. But he's like, yo, bro, whatever. And then, the guy slide him the money. He gives him his roll, his joint, and bye-bye, shop. Thanks for coming. And, Hans, James coming to buy it. I'm just like, Candy, what the hell? So now I'm pissed because I'm like, there's no way in hell I am getting my ass sent to Zim for somebody else's drugs. Like there's no way. Like, yeah. So what did I do? I snitched. I was like, nah, fam. I went to school because the way our apartments were like off campus, like maybe 1 kilometer or 2 from campus, and there would be a shuttle bus that would go back and forth every 30 minutes. So when I got into campus, I went to the resident advisors and I was like, listen, personally, this is anonymous. This is not coming from me, but in apartment is bani, that nigga selling drugs. I went and I snitched. I was like, nah, check, this is not it. And then obviously they launched a formal investigation. The guy was like, hey, wait, you're lying. And then obviously that's when I was like, nah, fam. So then they came to me like, are you sure that? I was like, fam, I'm sure. Like it happens in front of me.
I've seen him.
Yeah. There's no, like, trust me. I have seen this thing happening on multiple occasions. And they're like, all right, cool. That's good enough for us. And then they kicked him out.
How?
But it took a while though. I remember.
Did he know that you snitched? So he knew that you snitched.
No, he didn't know it was me.
He doesn't know it was you.
Nah, he doesn't.
That's
unless he listens to the podcast, then but he doesn't know it was me.
Because Otabo will sell you out.
No. Like, listen, I will choose myself first all the time. I say this all the time on the podcast. Choose yourself first. Choose what the like. Yo, imagine if shit went wrong. Right? And then all of a sudden I'm now implicated, guilty by association. Nah.
Cops are there.
Nah, I don't need that. I'm black. Check. No. Like, I don't need it. And who knows, maybe if he's caught, he goes, yeah, it was me and my roommate. Aye, Jack, bro. Like, there's a lot that could happen. So, nah, I wasn't about it. I really, really wasn't about it. And I snitched. And, man got dealt with.
I see. Guys, Tabo will snitch on you.
Straight. Nah, if it's in my best interest, best believe, bro. That's lali, bro. I don't have time for these games.
What you does by name Mhlabeni?
Mbanji. Y'all can miss me with the bullshit. I was straight, bro. I wasn't even conflicted. I went straight and like, listen, me, the only thing that I was nervous about was anonymity because I didn't want no beef and whatever. I was like, nah, fam.
So to this day, Agagwas.
But also, again, nothing really bad happened to him.
You're just kicked out.
Yeah, nothing really. They didn't take it to the cops.
Do you think he suspected it was you?
Probably. But if he came to me, yeah, we would have had that conversation, and I wouldn't have lied. I'd be like, yeah, it's illegal. It's very simple. What do you want me to do?
All right, nyakuz.
We get a handbook. It says the do's and don'ts, and you were doing the don'ts. So, you know, like again, if it was just smoking weed, I wouldn't care. You know, there's smoke detectors in the room, like, you know, then it means uti kona you. Oh, and there was a time that he tried to cover the smoke detectors, so he smoked weed in the apartment whilst I was in class. I come home, the cabin is smelling like weed, and I'm just like, what the fuck, you know? So
I was focused.
Yeah, no. In where's already chapa? So really, I was like, nah, this nigga got to go. He got to go. Nah.
You were fighting other wars on top of the weed.
Yeah, no. Like that was at that point, it's like, And that's where, to me, I had good karma if I ever had to live with anybody. And then that was like all my bad, you know, karma wrapped up into one person. And after that, I decided to become an RA, get that free housing, live alone, and, you know, life was good ever since.
Hi. All right. No. Siyabona.
Yeah, no, got
choose yourself, guys.
Yeah.
Choose yourself.
Yeah, put yourself first. I think that's that's the most important lesson of this particular episode. And with that, I think we can close the podcast, Mr. Moy. What do you think?
Yeah. Now we good. I'm going on holiday.
Yes, sir.
Holiday. Just a short leave.
So do we have an episode next week or not?
Yeah, and I'll be back.
Okay. All right. So I'll be back, which means I'll be back. So yeah. With that, guys, the usual thing, like the thing, retweet the thing, share the thing, and if you don't, we are inclined to believe you are a hater. Mr. Moyo, later.
Laters.